Hello and welcome to the Cobb Bros podcast.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
It's been a year since we've seen each other.
No, it's been since last year. You ruined the joke.
Sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you kind of killed it a little bit there, bud.
Well, it wasn't a good joke to begin with, so let's move on to the intro. I'm David, and I'm joined by my buddies and co-hosts Cyrus,
That's me.
Barndor,
That's me.
That's him.
and Colton.
Here we go!
Nice.
Flipped out.
Just barely missed Oscar. He had to go to work tonight. But we are all at the table again.
We are
after
back in
a
person.
good while.
It's been a long time since episode like 21 or 2.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I never thought about it until now, looking back on it. But yeah, we missed a lot of in-person time, and I don't know. It makes for a different environment. Podcast flows a little better.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever gotten the in-person environment.
Yeah, we got Colton on the webcam with us now too, so we
Dicks.
can interact. Well, you know, it's all been part of the setup.
I'm sorry we live in another state.
Yeah,
Hey, welcome
Yeah,
to the
move to Oregon, you fucks.
no,
welcome to the new year, everyone. This is a brand new year. Year
Yeah.
2 of the Cobb Bros podcast.
year 2. That's
Well,
crazy.
Mhm.
We're halfway there. No,
And
we're
we're
over
living on a
halfway there.
prayer.
That was
Episode
last
27
episode.
will be over halfway to the
We're at-
first
Yeah.
1-year anniversary.
Yep. That's crazy.
Dope.
Good
Congratulations,
stuff.
everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Go back and watch everything after episode 2.
Strongly recommend.
Nah. And with this new year coming, we've got a lot of more gameplay type videos coming out. We're going to try to do some more cooperative recordings and stuff like that. and
Finish the
different
series that we've uploaded up one part to.
games. Yeah, for sure.
That'd be nice.
There will be a continuation of Overcooked, absolutely. And with that being said, I think we'll be signing ourselves up for another game with this week's upload.
Yep.
To
For sure.
continue that, we'll keep that one on the down low until it comes out. But
I was gonna say by the time
It's Pac-Man 3D.
here it
yes.
is.
So
Son of
by
a
the time
bitch.
this episode goes up, it'll already be out, but it will be the Burnout Paradise.
Oh, right. It will be.
Just
So,
going
yeah.
around doing some challenges real quick.
Yeah. So please do go back and check that video out. And then
Since we're on the subject of games,
yes.
that
Yeah.
leads right into my topic.
Ooh.
Good stuff.
So, I saw an article today that announced that GoldenEye 007 from the N64 is finally coming to Xbox.
Is it going to
Not-
Game Pass?
Not the 360 remastered one either. They're doing a
GoldenEye
direct
Reloaded.
remaster of the N64 one.
You didn't
That's
like
pretty
GoldenEye
cool.
Reloaded? Come on, man.
No.
Did anybody?
And
Come on, man.
this is from True Achievements posting an achievements list for this game,
Oh, wow.
along with achievement pictures.
Oh, so the surprise was ruined.
Yeah, no.
I'd imagine it was gonna be a surprise launch.
The article was on purexbox.com.
My favorite website for news related to Xbox.
Huh. That'll be interesting, though. Will they keep
Yeah,
the original
55,
audio?
55 achievements for 1,000 gamer score.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's him.
typical now, huh?
But there's no other information really other than that.
That's good. That's like when the GTA trilogy leaked and everyone's like, "Yeah, here it is." So
Yeah.
what is it? Uh,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get here half completed. Is that what you're
It's just
No,
hopeful.
We're gonna have messed up
It's
brain effects
hopeful.
again.
saying? Yep.
Loading problems. Did you see the wobble? My favorite glitch was from GTA 3, and somebody discovered in the new edition that if you kept steering the car back left and right, like kept wobbling it, the car would flatten and stretch infinitely. And if you kept doing it, the car would keep stretching for some reason. It just kept getting bigger.
That is weird. I
So you
think
could
I've
just have like
seen
a
that.
flat car.
You can have a flat car that spans the size of Liberty City. It's hilarious.
Just drive underneath traffic.
Underneath, you can drive through traffic
That's so weird.
and become the Earth.
1 atom thick.
The flat
You
Earth theory,
are
just a
traffic.
car the size of Antarctica.
Fun.
I
Part
love
of the
it.
size of the planet.
Yeah. So that's something exciting to look forward to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for that game because I've never played it, but I know people that love playing it have agreed that it's aged terribly, and
Yeah.
an updated control scheme would probably help it a lot.
An
Yeah.
updated control scheme would be
Sorry.
fucking amazing.
I know Video Game Donkey made a video, and basically he's talking about if you have an emulator on PC, running around with, or being able to aim with the mouse is infinitely better than an N64 controller.
Yeah.
Correct.
Shoot.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
Every time I pick up an N64 controller, I'm like really saddened by what it is.
I always played racing games and stuff with that. Maybe an occasional like Mario Fighter.
I was about to say, it doesn't sound too
Smash
bad
Bros.
if you're just using
Yeah.
the trigger and the sticks and then pressing AB, but if you have to start using the circle pad
Yeah.
and then more of the triggers.
Super Mario 64 was pretty decent.
Yeah, that was one
Yeah.
of my favorites.
I just don't get the concept of having three handles. I never got that.
I don't even have 3 hands, like, and I don't imagine most people do.
You're supposed to lick the stick. You're supposed to hold it on
Oh wait.
left, right, and then
Their
just saw
their
how it could be
intention
graded.
was the D-pad was used for side scrollers and fighting games, and then the stick was for your shooter games.
Huh.
never really worked out that way, did it?
No,
No,
No.
definitely not.
PlayStation.
the
beat 'em.
PlayStation kind of trumped it.
Yeah, the dual analog, because the PlayStation was the first to do the dual analog setup
Right.
that we
and
all
then-
use today.
Yep. And it just works.
Since the PlayStation 1 controller, we haven't really deviated that far from. I mean, Nintendo's doing whatever it wants with the Wii and stuff, but
Yeah.
even the
The
Switch.
nunchucks.
Yeah, the Switch controller is basically just a PlayStation controller split in half. It's got the same layout.
Right.
Not a lot that's different with it.
That's interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just
Give
messing
us
with
just all analog stick controllers.
Pretty
yeah.
much.
No buttons, just analog sticks.
I don't know. I showed you that Thrustmaster that I bought the other day that's got the buttons on the bottom. So, like, you can map
Oh.
face buttons or whatever button you want, kind of
Yeah.
like paddles or anything like that. And I wonder when that's going to become a standard in controllers to have
Right.
a button on the other side.
Well, also to have removable and replaceable thumbsticks, one way or another. I
Mhm.
mean, they have.
You can
they
actually
mess
do
up.
it now.
Okay. So
You can get
just
thumbsticks on
not
eBay or
common.
Amazon and do the swaps yourself when you have stick drift.
Right. No one just. Most people don't want to tinker with the motherboards of the controller, I guess.
The sticks are actually on their own boards. You just have to unsolder like 2 connections and then resolder
For
2
sure.
or 4, and it's like super easy connections.
For sure.
You may not even have to solder. Let me look that up real quick. You may not even have to solder it.
Yeah.
Solder.
Solder.
Soldering.
Solder.
Soldot.
The pans are sold at.
Banza solder.
That's what I sold at. Anybody got any other interesting news topics? The ESRB rating for Elden Ring came out as well.
Oh,
And it
really?
basically talked about what's in the game and stuff like that. And one of the descriptions is that a boss cuts its own arm off.
So at least
So-
Oh,
E10.
crazy.
Nice.
Is that after you defeat the boss, or is that like a special move where he cuts his arm off and then
And it
doesn't?
comes running after you or something.
I don't have forethinking. I'm just gonna do it.
Shit.
iFixit has a guide on Xbox controllers, and it says it's a moderate 5 to 10 minute job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think they'll ever add more buttons to a standard Xbox controller? Like, because I've always theorized they add either an additional bumper, or they split the bumper into two different buttons.
Well, like you're saying, the paddles just
The
work.
back
You said-
paddles.
The back paddles, yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be where it goes.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it without a price wall.
Yeah. Well, that
An
they would-
additional price wall.
They would do what Nintendo did. I don't know if you remember the new 3DS.
Right.
Had a new button on it. It was the C stick, which was a camera. So you
Okay.
could sit there and you could tilt the C stick.
Well, I guess you
They
can
were-
argue the screenshot button is
Of
that
course.
for us.
But that's more of a UI or like a console specific thing. So
Okay.
it doesn't affect gameplay. It's just to make your console
Well, it
experience better.
affects my gameplay.
Yeah, well, yeah, you need less big thumbs, but what I'm saying
Justin
is
bought me Justin bought me an Xbox One controller that doesn't have the button on it.
There
for
you go.
My birthday or for Christmas this year.
Good stuff.
But what I'm saying is the problem with what Nintendo did with that was they made games that were only available with the new 3DS. Basically, if you had an old 3DS or a 2DS, you couldn't play the game because you didn't have the circle stick.
Yeah.
And if Xbox were to do something like that, where they added a controller that had exclusive buttons,
That
like
would
say
be
a Z
shit.
button or a C button, then you would alienate everybody that has an old school controller.
Yeah,
Because-
that would be shit.
Yeah, if you buy a Scuff or the Xbox Pro controller or like the ones I have that have the buttons on the bottom,
Right.
you're just remapping buttons that already exist. It's not creating a new button.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm following you, but
The Elites, though, you can set up macros, so you could technically create a new button by creating a macro of A and X, or left bumper and X.
right.
Do you think I could create like a bumper that microwaves stuff, like when I'm in my room?
Yeah.
A microwave
Probably.
button?
Yeah, you could do that with Arduino.
Arduino.
I think Amazon Luna's onto
Yep.
something.
Yeah,
Fucking
Arduino is
Christ.
basically a little miniature computer. You can pick them up for 50 to $60 usually, and
Yep.
you can basically program them to do whatever you want. People have set up entire home automations on Arduinos.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine if everything was powered with an Xbox 360 gamepad? I know there's that famous report that the military uses 360 controllers to pilot drones.
Right.
What if to turn on the oven you needed to pull out an Xbox controller and fuck with the settings?
They also
mean-
use PlayStation controllers for some stuff too.
Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty cool. Well, I happen to be out of town, but you guys ran out of food while the storm hit in town, and just brought up, or I looked up a couple articles on how important truckers are for just our nation as a whole. You know,
Can
how
you
much
give-
of an impact they have.
Yeah, can you give an update as to what happened in Reno in the past week and a half?
We got a severe snowstorm over the summit, and I-80 and 395 were shut down in multiple directions, and some of the local grocery stores ran out of pretty much every product. For a couple days there, it was barren wastelands inside our grocery stores, and
Yeah, no trucks moving in.
yeah, that was crazy.
Up on the hill, we got a record amount of snow. It was like just over 200 inches.
Was it really?
After with all the stuff that came over recently,
Yeah.
it just kept piling up. So it just got over 200 inches or something.
And
If
we
not,
got-
it was in the 190s.
We got a measly 3 inches down in the valley.
I got like half a foot at my house.
Did you?
Yeah,
We got a lot of snow here.
it was
Yeah.
covered
Right,
up
my
there.
Got like 10 to 14 inches down here too, or up here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And the
But
problem
we're
with-
used to our freeways getting shut down.
Yeah, the problem with Reno is anything coming in from California goes over the mountain.
Right.
So when they closed the pass over the mountain, nothing was coming in from California, and there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot coming, from east if you were to drive to Vegas.
Yeah, we don't get anything east.
Well,
Everything goes east.
we could only anything was only coming in and out from the east because you couldn't go north, you couldn't go over the hill, and you couldn't go south to Carson because all those highways were shut down.
Yeah.
Like nothing, all the highways out of Reno were closed.
So homeboy selling oranges on the street corners. Got a point.
Yeah.
You want some oranges? That's the only way you're gonna get them.
Yeah. Well, it also reminds us of the impact that truckers have, and the road they are the kings of the road out there, and although they're dickheads sometimes, I think it's a good reminder because they'll also turn your car into nothing like that.
Sweet, sweet molasses on the ground.
Yeah, sweet molasses.
What's sticky and all
That's
over the
why
ground?
I
That was my
Run
Hyundai.
a webcam and avoid Swift trucks.
Yeah,
Swift
avoid the
drivers,
Swift
man.
drivers.
If you're going
Swift
10 over in the fast lane and
stands-
you see a semi flying up behind you, don't be the dick and just sit in front of him. Just get out of his way. Let him hit somebody else.
Well, yeah,
Don't be the one to
yeah.
get hit by someone.
But no, Swift stands for sure wish I finished training.
Oh yeah, that makes
Hey,
sense.
there we go. My most infamous story before you get into your topic of truck drivers is we had a guy. He must have been a new hire, and he was trying to back up into our dock so that
Yeah.
we could unload a truck and
Yeah.
get our product in the warehouse. Homie couldn't back up to save his life. We were standing there with the door open, the bay door open,
Just
watching,
watching.
just gazing at this dude that doesn't know what he's doing, and he must have tried backing up at least 50 times in that 45-minute span and didn't get it. And my
That
coworker got
sucks.
so mad, he just walked outside, and I saw him have a conversation with him. They looked like they were getting into it for a minute, and then he opens the door and gets into the truck. I see him pull it forward, come back, parks it first try, and I was like, "Oh, that's so embarrassing."
That's that's good though.
I didn't know homie could drive a semi truck, but let alone back it into a dock.
Yeah.
He probably can't drive a semi truck. He just grew up on a farm.
He just knows how to back shit. Yeah, he's from Texas, so that would
There you
that,
go.
That might work.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
It's just moving a big.
Knows how to
trailer.
drive a
Yep.
stick, and he's used to backing shit up with a trailer.
Move! I got it. Okay, watch me
Fair enough.
rumble, young man.
But no, I mean, I just wanted to bring up a point of how much of an impact those guys can have, or guys and gals, of course. But still, they have a big impact on everybody's lives, and you know, even a couple days without them, our grocery stores went near and some all
That's why-
completely empty.
That's why it irritates me when I found out how little they're paid. I'm like, you realize if you didn't have these people,
Yeah, yeah,
nothing would work.
yeah. It is bizarre, and that's another thing is, I think. Well, it's a weird topic, but I don't think inflation's completely caught up, and that's an issue because it's all over the place.
It's
You
gonna.
know?
It did. We saw it recently where it spiked at once. It wasn't slow. It just decided to increase overnight. I say decided, but
Well,
there's
like-
lots of factors that play into it. It doesn't
Yeah.
just one day prices on the store shelves. You know, the price tag falls off.
For sure.
It's 20 cents more.
And I don't know. I don't think it's weird because you know we were taught it was this in school, and you get out of school and it's the complete opposite, and it's a guessing game.
It only works when everything in the market is continuously moving up.
Right.
And we saw a moment where the labor market, how much the minimum wage was, it stayed stagnant for a little bit. So while
Yeah.
everything was moving, one little component was still staying the same. So instead of everything moving up at once, one of them was kept behind.
Okay.
Then we increase it all at the same time, and then everything else wants to adjust for that setting and increase.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a fucked up system.
Speaking about truck drivers, I was
Yeah.
remembering something. There was a truck driver strike in Colorado last month over
I
some
remember
truck
that,
driver
yeah.
getting a 110-year sentence for something.
Yeah. That was foul as hell.
That
I
was
remember really
pretty bad.
reading on that. God, that was terrible. And it's just because Colorado
I don't
has
remember
minimums.
what he got sentenced for.
He just got minimums for several charges, but
they
Colorado has
hit him with the biggest charges they could
Oh, did
because
they?
his lawyer went, well, we can fight it. You know, we're not going to get all these murder charges and stuff like that. And then the judge was like, no, we're absolutely going to hit you with it. And basically kind of just gave him, because
That's
you said it was the
terrible.
minimums, right?
The minimums were even harsh. I heard talks of that.
Somebody
haven't
wants to
done
look
any
up the article. I don't know if he got hit with manslaughter or murder, but that might have been the difference because what they were using as a factor in the case was that he was doing above the speed limit when he
Okay.
crashed into them. But I'd imagine the defense was trying to make an argument of even if he had been doing the speed limit, it was his brakes failed, which was where the problem in the case came, where he's like, even if he was doing the speed limit, he was still going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
And judge was like, I don't give a shit. You're getting 110 years.
Well,
It's unfortunate.
if
He
his
shouldn't have been
brakes
going that
went
fast.
out, his truck could have been speeding up on its own going downhill.
Could have been. I don't know a lot of details about the case or where it happened, but it is possible that is something that was brought up. But 110 years is very
Yeah, I didn't
egregious
know
for
any
something.
of that.
Yeah, 110 years is egregious for something that definitely wasn't as intentional as it seems. Like, if he woke up that morning and texted somebody, I'm going to crash my car and kill 5 people, then yeah, 110 years is absolutely appropriate. But it seemed like he just made a bad decision and it ended up costing some people their lives.
So it seems like from this article, they're judging it upon him dangerously weaving throughout traffic and avoiding runoff ramps or runaway truck ramps. Long lanes at the sides of the road designed for vehicles with brake problems, of course.
They're big, steep, uphill paths that are full of sand. It's like a foot deep section of sand, and it's 100 feet long.
Yeah.
It's
if not
stupid.
longer.
It's longer in most cases.
And then
I
at the
think.
very end of it, there's just a giant fucking pile of it.
There's
Just
a
so in
good
case you
couple.
blow past it, it's like you're
Sometimes.
gonna hit this wall and it's gonna suck, but at least your truck isn't gonna go flying off the mountain or into somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's designed to slow
Yeah.
the vehicle down. Like it's supposed to slow down well before it hits that wall. But if you've got something super heavy and the sand doesn't, or it's like loose gravel really.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, when you hit that wall, you're gonna stop.
Yeah, like if you ever see one that's used, the tracks usually only go at most halfway up. If you
Yep.
ever see him to the top, that thing was fucking flying.
It was flying, and it really
or it was
was
some
gonna kill
redneck with a 4-wheel.
Dummy. Yeah, you probably don't see a lot out in the Midwest or anything like that. But driving through the mountains, there's lots of runaway truck ramps.
Yeah. Just
And that's what
going
they're
over-
called.
Going over Donner Pass, there's like one every
Yeah.
mile or two.
So 2 days ago, that actually got updated.
Oh,
His
nice.
sentence was lowered to 10 years.
10.
10, yeah.
Wow.
So it was originally 110 years, and the petition, I guess, was successful. I don't know how that.
So they took 100
works.
years off the sentence.
But yeah, they took 100 years off the sentence.
It's probably because thousands of truckers just kept sending angry hate mail to the judge, flooding his office with the fucking letters and shit.
Yeah.
And they also all just stopped driving their trucks
Yeah.
on the side of the highway.
Yeah. And Colorado just lost all that, and they were like, okay.
We need to do something. I did remember reading, I think, a couple of days after he was sentenced, a judge even going back and going, "Yeah, I'm going to reconsider it. I think I agree with the people on this one."
Yeah. So
It
I
was
read-
something that they didn't expect to be as hot as a case as it was. They were expecting, you know, they were just going to sentence him and then, you know, we'd go on and move on without their day. They never thought people would care about something like that. Which sucks because he got 110 years, and had people not cared,
Yeah.
homie would be serving 110 years.
Yeah. That,
Because
that's
his
really
brakes
terrible.
failed.
I mean, he didn't go, like you said, Cyrus. He didn't go to work that day wanting to go home with 4 bodies
No,
on his
that was not his design.
in the back of his head. But yeah, it was. I couldn't find the exact charges, but I saw it. It was 27 counts, and the judge said that he was required by the Colorado law to impose the minimum on all of those charges. So that's what happened.
So it wasn't the judge deciding, you know, I'm going to give you 110 because
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah. So it was just a, and that's something that happens too. Is laws that just
When you
get
go
people
the way it's written by the
buried.
book, it's
The law's a very fucking complicated thing.
because now they're
it's
going to
gross.
try and amend that to have a very specific clause for what just happened, which is cool. That's why we have the Supreme Court. They're constantly upending their interpretations of the Constitution,
Right.
always.
Yeah.
And then when they make a ruling in a case, they set a precedent.
right.
So,
Yeah, and that's checks and balances is something we should all be more familiar with because it's super important too. You know, making sure, and that goes for laws too, making sure there's not too many laws that serve little purpose other than paying the government more money. You know, and there's not a law like that, but well, there kind of fucking is at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, if you sit back and think about it, like. You've seen those videos of the goofiest laws in different states.
can't
you
sip
know?
soup in Maine or something like that, or
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
It's
like,
illegal.
those are perfect
In
examples.
London, it's illegal to hold a salmon in a suspicious manner, or something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Like, what's
Because 200 years ago, people were being really weird with salmon in London, and so it's just a law now.
how are
is
we
that
going to
still
define
a
how
law?
suspicious salmon is held? Like just by the gills, or like you get your hand up its butt or something?
Oh shoot!
You go walk around with 2 fish on your hands, just slapping people. Like, is that suspicious? They know what you were going to do with it. It's not that suspicious.
Oh shoot!
I don't know.
Suspicious, vicious.
It's illegal to chew gum in Singapore, I think. Yeah, Singapore.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they have beautiful cities and they don't want people spitting it out and putting gum in places they shouldn't.
On
So
the-
that's
they
just
just,
on
they
the
just
sidewalk and
outlaw
stuff. Yeah.
gum.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
Like I like that.
But then you get people that look at it and go, well, that impedes on what I want to do. Okay. Just don't chew gum. Chew taffy.
Yeah, I like taffy.
Yeah.
But
Well-
no, like places like Japan. You know, I don't know if you guys heard, but I remember reading something about them having very little trash cans around town because people
Just pack in, pack out.
pack in, pack out. Exactly. They take all their garbage with them back home, and You know, no
If they
littering.
find garbage, they pick it up and put it in their pockets. It's
Right.
it's a normal thing for them.
They
Yeah.
care greatly about like their country and where they're from. It's a
Right.
fucking ancient island.
Right.
They've
In
been
Reno,
there for a
never.
long time.
Never,
Yeah.
Yeah.
never. People aren't that nice. People includes me. I look out in the street in front of my own house and I see something in the street and I'm like, man, I can't believe people will throw that there.
Working
And
with
then go back
concrete-
inside.
Working with concrete, like 30% of construction is just shit people throw in concrete forms before it's poured. You know?
It's a good way to
It's
get
fun.
rid of the trash. Nobody ever think about.
No one's gonna
Fair
find it.
Yeah. I mean, the plastic will last longer than the concrete.
There's nothing there to make it erode. Yeah, it's just gonna sit there until it fucking
It's part of the structural
Yeah.
integrity.
Yep, exactly.
turns into a fucking fossil.
They find fossilized Aquafina bottles and go, ooh,
The Sunny? What is this?
sunny.
That's funny.
Goddamn. All right. So, we were just watching Super Size Me for some reason. We were eating food, watching Super Size Me before we came on the podcast.
Yuck.
Right? Yeah. It was free on YouTube with ads, so we said, okay. I think Oscar clicked on it and then he left, so we were still watching it. And I found an interesting article because the movie basically deals with McDonald's is unhealthy and their
Yeah.
portions and stuff like that. There was I don't know if you guys saw the video of a girl riding a workout bike inside of a McDonald's eating. She was just eating cheeseburgers, riding on an exercise bike, and everyone was like, "What's going on?" And McDonald's finally commented on it. They said, "Yeah, in China, they're testing out at a few locations. They're putting exercise bikes in the restaurant for people while they're eating fast food."
That's crazy.
And they said that there's a few reasons for that. One, I have it written down. They said that China now has a low carbon emission policy, and they're trying to reduce on that because while you're riding on the machine, you're able to charge your devices and stuff like that instead of plugging it into a wall.
Okay, cool.
And then two, people are just eating McDonald's. It's really not healthy for you. They claim that it's supposed to take away the guilt that people have from eating fast food. And when you have to,
You're still gonna come out negative carbs.
Yeah, I
or
was about to say,
positive carbs.
when you have to elaborate and say that people feel guilty eating your own food, like, do you have to like reevaluate
Your
Yeah.
sales pitch a little
your
bit.
sales pitch a little bit? Because you're like, oh, we want people to feel less guilty when eating at a restaurant. It's like, wait, you think people are guilty eating at your restaurants? Is that what you think of your customers?
Yeah, that's a steep hill to climb.
I don't know, but they said that the bikes are made out of recycled materials, so I guess there's that.
It's
But-
plastic straws.
I don't
as
know.
long as everything looks friendly.
Well, I don't really go into McDonald's anyways, but would I
Right.
really stop by and park my ass at one of the two bike machines that they have?
No kidding.
The people realistically that want to use those are either ordering one, something super healthy anyway, or two, not eating at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's just a free exercise machine.
I don't remember the last time I've worked out, and I'm like, damn, I need to get my carbs up. 20-piece McNuggets, please.
Man, I remember when I was a kid, there used to be N64s inside of some McDonald's.
I remember
inside
that there
the
were
play
some
places.
in Reno like that when I was a kid. I remember there were some that had just like like they had at GameStop too, just like the little box ones with trial
Yep.
games.
Yes.
Yeah. Or at Walmart had those kinds too.
These
This
ones
one-
There was a
had
lot of
the real
places.
like full games in them. These had like the actual N64 games and stuff in them.
Yeah, yeah.
They had one that'd be like Smash Brothers, one that'd be GoldenEye.
When Ellie was in the hospital a little bit ago because she was a baby and they were in the pediatric side, every room had a fucking PS4 in it, and they had like a catalog of like a fuck ton of different games and movies, and you just had to tell the nurse, "Hey, can I hit this?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be right back," and they'd go and grab the game for you.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
It was amazing.
Which is cool when you think about it. PS4 is a media, like the ultimate media console.
Yeah, it's like
If you put it side by side with an Xbox One and stuff.
for a parent staying there overnight with a kid, baby falls asleep. It's like, damn, do I
Put
have
in
to
a
just
movie.
sit there and not sit on my phone? It's like, oh, movie. Oh, they actually had like Gears of War, or it wasn't Gears of War because it was on PlayStation, but they had like Uncharted and shit, and a bunch of different fucking PlayStation games that when it said M game, it's like needs parental. Like
You need to have a parent in the room to get the game.
Yeah, to be able to do that
I
for
think
the
the
kids.
hospital's responsible, and there's some like 7-year-old.
And there was only like 3 or 4 of
It's
them
like
that were M-rated, but all the
GTA
rest
Bud.
were like E10 and then a few teens. But it was great.
Can you imagine a hospital checking out Grand Theft Auto to their patients? To their patients?
That'd be funny.
I think that's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, it was hella cool.
But speaking about those boxes, I walked into a GameStop recently. Those don't exist anymore. The
Yeah.
trial machines. There's
Yeah.
no need for them because people will just outright buy
Yeah.
them. Nobody really tests anything out.
Yeah.
You already know what you want to get when you go in.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, you put a PS5 out on display, somebody's going to come take that
Oh,
display
yeah.
PS5 100%.
Yeah.
Especially right now, you still cannot get a Series X PlayStation 5, but Series S's are in stock. So,
Yeah.
if you want a Warzone machine, literally you can only download Warzone to it with how much space it has. You could get one.
Yeah. Is it really?
Warzone's huge now. It's like almost 200 gigs on consoles.
That's insane.
If you have
dude.
all of Modern Warfare downloaded.
That's
No, thank you.
so insane. Yeah, that's crazy. But the Series S is a real competitor for those. We were talking about that too. Those that are just like entry level gamers that could, you know, or that are interested in Game Pass or something like that. Because, man, those
Well-
new machines are pretty competent with their load times, and it's nice.
The Xbox Series S and X are also both like crazy good emulator systems too.
Yes.
You can go into dev mode on them and actually basically put an emulator on them and play it no problem.
I remember I remember videos coming out last year just after the Series S launch where people were turning them into emulating machines, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This is great. This works perfect."
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
But it's $300
It's
if you
super
want
easy.
to dive into that, or use a computer.
I mean, it's a easy entry level computer in that sense. Then
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
mean,
A
that's
super
crazy.
fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Computer. Like,
It can output in 2K.
Yeah.
That's what in today's world. Even if you have a 1080 TV, it just makes your games look better on a 1080 TV.
yeah.
If you have a 4K display, it's gonna look better than not having a 2K. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you said, Brandon, you have a coworker that just bought a Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he upgrade from?
360.
In the year 2021, somebody upgraded from their 360.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's kind of the perfect lane of their sales, if you would, too. Perfect customer, you know,
Yeah.
just someone that doesn't use it a whole bunch. But yeah,
Splendid. I was even reading on Reddit. Somebody recently dove and finally bought a PS3.
yeah. Oh wow.
Finally jumped on that landmine and went, finally, I'm upgrading. PS3. Yeah, but you think about it, there's still some good games you can get on PS3, including the first 3 Uncharted's. You can still get the God of War games besides the
Yeah.
PS4 one.
You don't
can
have to
play-
wait for anything to come out.
You don't have to
anymore.
wait. Yeah, it's all out. You just go get it.
Yeah.
And then Last of Us, the first one's on there. You can get GTA 5 on it,
Yep.
which is crazy that you can play GTA 5 on a PS3 still. Because you think about it today, it's 2021, and
Oh,
it's
dude,
still a
it's not
top of the line
crazy.
game.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
But 8 years ago, we were playing them on our, I think it was the 7th generation of console.
It came out
360
originally on
and-
360. Yeah.
Yeah, 360 PS3s. That's crazy. I think they just shut down the servers to that game last month on those consoles.
Oh wow.
So that's the end of an era because
Huh.
all of the old school glitches that people would pull with the old UIs and dashboards and money
was gonna
glitches
say.
and stuff, all gone.
Yep. I was gonna say my profile on the PlayStation has over like 80 million still. You know,
I transferred my progress from PS3 to Xbox One.
I didn't. I did PS3 to PS4 and then forgot about the profile.
Damn it. I think you
Rip.
could only transfer it once. So, yep.
That was sad.
Unfortunate. Cole, what's your most memorable 360 game? Put him on the spot like that. I can already tell you mine. It's New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas was pretty fucking good, but the most memorable game that I played on my 360 was probably Modern Warfare 2.
There you go.
I
That's
played a shit load of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I feel like that was in the middle of 360's heyday of let's grab a mic and bully little kids for an hour because it sounds
Yep.
like fun. There's still MW2 lobbies that are like that. Like if you jump into a team deathmatch, there's still people in game chat chirping.
Yeah.
With that same shitty fucking audio quality.
Yeah, because I never understood that growing up because like I had Black Ops. The first Call of Duty game that I played online was Black Ops, and I talked to people in game chat when I first got a headset. But right around the time that the headset broke, I went to GameStop and also picked up MW2 and another headset. While listening to people in game on MW2, I thought my headset was broken because I had one that was just like it, and it worked perfectly fine with Black Ops because the in-game audio for Black Ops wasn't that bad, not as bad as MW2,
Yeah.
because they decided to increase the bit rate that the voice would go through.
Right.
Just the parties on the fucking 360 as well were insanely terrible compared to how they sound on the one now.
That was the first thing, was because, you know, when you talk to your friends on 360, you associate them with their voice, especially
Right.
if you don't know them in person.
Right.
When I hopped into an Xbox One party for the first time with some of my friends that live in, like, across the world, like in Texas and Oklahoma, I'm like, is that what you really sound like?
Right. Yeah.
Is this really where it's at? Yeah.
I remember that distinction, like talking to someone in party and like calling them on the phone for the first time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wait, I got the wrong number. He's like, no, it's me, man.
So I got an interesting topic. So we all remember, like, when we opened up a console for the first time and it was, like, memorable for us, right?
Right.
I'm going to go around the table. I'm going to ask everybody's, like, most memorable console opening, whether it was, like, a gift, they bought it for the first time, or, you know, holidays.
For sure.
I see that smile on Colton's face. You can tell he's already excited to talk about it.
What you got, Colton?
I got a Super Nintendo for a Christmas, like the year they came out.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. I can smell the box, like, right now.
You can smell the off-gassing, yeah.
The petroleum that went into making one.
Yep,
Fuck yeah.
absolutely.
What was it? Was it a console bundle, or was it just a standard N64?
It was a Super Nintendo.
Oh, I misheard that as N64.
It was the Super Nintendo
Wow.
with 2 controllers, and I can't remember if it had Super Mario World or Donkey Kong.
For sure.
I can't remember.
Those are adequate choices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either.
but yeah, it was the bundle, and then I ended up getting Mario Paint for like birthday the next year.
Yeah.
Mario Paint is still wildly popular because of the music mode in it.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, it has a music
Yeah.
maker.
Huh. That's wild.
And it's like actually got a lot of tools for some reason for a game that came out in the 90s on a Super Nintendo.
That's
It's basically
badass.
super simple Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Huh. That's super cool.
But if you know how to make music, you can make some cool stuff. You can look up song covers on YouTube with Mario Paint.
Okay.
It's some amazing stuff.
For sure.
David, what's your console story?
I guess it would have had to been a tie between when my sister and I got a Wii and when I bought myself my first Xbox One. That was both pretty exciting
Hell yeah.
moments. Yeah.
How long ago did you get your first Xbox One?
Oh shit. Would have been 8 years ago now. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, okay.
Where is that Xbox One?
That one I had to have refurbished, and then they sent me back the white brick that I have now, and then I've had that one for probably 6 years.
And I
So
know
you essentially have the same Xbox.
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much.
in spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've already mentioned this on the podcast, but that is the Sunset Overdrive Xbox One.
Yep. Yeah.
Because they only sold the white ones with the Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I've got to go back and play that game.
It's a lot of fun.
spirits.
So
Yeah?
it's made by
Yeah.
I think I've talked about this. It's made by Insomniac, who makes
Yeah.
the Ratchet and Clank series and the PS4 Spider-Man games.
Okay, right. Okay.
They're a
so
good
yeah.
studio. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely try that. You're gonna have to give me a pen or something.
Basically
so I can write
Ratchet.
that down.
It's basically Ratchet and Clank with a taller dude.
Yeah, kind of. Just the way that you jump around on the rails and
Sunrise.
that's
what?
gunplay. Sunset
Yeah.
Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
Okay.
It was a
cool. I
big
got it.
exclusive, and I don't know if it flopped. Like I don't know how many copies.
It's on
it
Game
sold.
Pass.
Is it?
Oh, sick shit.
It was.
I remember it was free with gold. Like
Oh, look right
5
now.
years ago. He's gonna look
Xbox
right
is
now.
on.
Brandon, console opening. What was your favorite one?
Probably when we got our 360 with Halo 3.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope. We waited all day and we thought that it wasn't going to show up, and we were sadly eating dinner, and then the doorbell rang, and then we were just like, oh my god.
That's cool.
Remind me to bring a 360, and we should play Halo 3 online one last time because they're getting ready to shut down all the 360 servers here in the next
No way.
2 weeks, I think.
Damn.
That'd be
I
super
was also as equally excited when I got my first PC.
Fair enough.
Like my first actual PC that wasn't like a 286 or 386 on a no operating system blue or green screen of death.
I was about to say, what's your operating system and what game were you running on medium at the time?
Windows 95. Well, Windows 98 because I got the computer in 98. It was Windows 98 and I was playing Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness, and StarCraft Brood War.
Okay, I like that.
Fair enough. I like it too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think games had medium high settings. It was just could it run it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were games that definitely had settings, but those ones didn't. Like it was just whatever.
How far we've come.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, the Halo servers for all the 360 titles are going down. It was supposed to go down last month, but they delayed it to this month.
Yeah.
So 2022 will be the end of 360 Halo, which
Yeah.
makes sense. It'll be 10 years after Halo 4. So
Yeah.
the games
Shit.
ran their course. And if
Halo
you-
4 came.
I mean-
oh yeah, it was 2012.
Infinite's here. Hopefully they're building up for a badass multiplayer or co-op and Forge release. you
Forge
said?
release. They said they want to. I think they're going to try and release them once the first season drops in May.
For sure. Okay. Okay, so we get first season in May. That makes
Yep.
sense. Well, I'm interested.
Yeah, if you want to play those games,
Sunset Overdrive is on Game Pass, and it's also Games with Gold.
nice.
Badass.
I didn't know it was on Game Pass. That's actually special. So go down. Hey, if you have Xbox Game Pass and you're listening right now, go download Sunset Overdrive. Give
Or
it a
if it's
shot.
streamable, just stream it. Don't even
Yeah,
download it.
The
Just try
streaming
it.
service is really nice.
Is it? Do you like it still?
Yeah, it works very well.
That's nice.
I haven't had problems with it.
It takes away a little bit from the graphics,
Mm-hmm.
and it sometimes has like this weird little line as it's like catching up with the updating, but it's literally instant loading time.
Jedi Fallen Order was
Like-
kind of weird for me. It really wasn't working at first, but then it's everything else has been pretty fine.
It had to
I had
acclimate or
problems when
something.
I tried it.
Yeah. Try.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say get your Xbox close to the router and hook up to the 5G or try plugging it in and seeing how that goes.
My
For sure.
connection's wired, and it only really
Are you
has
talking
problems with
game streaming or cloud?
cloud gaming on
stream-
Xbox.
Cloud gaming. Oh, game streaming
there's-
sucks. It's not good. It's when you play.
Yeah, no.
game-
So my experience with using cloud gaming, like I've tried it on phone, computer, and Xbox, and I have had the same problem on all of them.
Okay.
Huh.
So, I haven't had a problem with cloud streaming, but
I'll have
game
to try it out.
streaming, where you run the game on your console and you stream it to another device, I've had nothing with it but issues with that. It's awful.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I tried doing it actually last night because we were trying to play Jackbox. And I was like, oh, I'll just stream the Xbox to my laptop, and then I can bring the laptop into the kitchen so we can all play Jackbox. Mm-hmm. You can only stream from an Xbox One, not a Series XS console. And I went, fucking why? Why?
It's coming though.
Okay.
There was an update recently about that. That update is coming for us to be able to do game
Ridiculous.
streaming.
Something
It's
on
in
the
beta.
Something on the Xbox One that you think would be on the Xbox, the Series XS.
Yeah, no
it
kidding.
was probably a remove feature that people went, "Why is this gone?"
All right, who wants
It's
to
probably
trade
to
me
do
their
with the
X?
quality.
Who wants to what?
Who wants to sell me their X?
Okay, you can have it for 700.
7? Jesus Christ.
I know it's worth.
I offered to sell you a 1X.
I wasn't as interested.
That's
This
cool.
time a little bit more.
And
I don't know. I'd probably
and now
charge
I'm-
you.
I'm basically letting Justin take my 1X home with him, and he's gonna leave his 1S with me for when he comes down and visits.
Oh,
Fair enough.
are you talking about the One X or the Series X?
The 1X.
The One X. Mine doesn't play through 60 games or DVDs.
Mine's in flawless condition.
I don't know, I
It's
think-
actually a refurb.
Let me look at its situation if I need it or not, and if not, I'll contact you about selling it
For sure?
for sure.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Settled.
Yeah.
Progress.
Just buy a series, David. Just buy a Series
yeah,
S.
Yeah, totally. I'll get on that. You know what? I actually
They
have...
have-
I would honestly say just wait.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's a strange
I
time
think-
to be in.
If you go from a VCR Xbox, the big brick, to a Series X, you're gonna love the difference.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be worth the wait.
Yeah, I just got to keep an eye out for the release
Mm-hmm.
because man, I keep trying to watch them, but they go like crazy.
Yeah.
You have to be vigilant.
Yeah,
I
Have a vigil?
got lucky
be
finding
a vigilante.
the Far Cry 6 bundle.
Yeah,
It was basically just finding out 30 minutes before it went on sale, and I was like, oh, my moment.
right.
I must jump.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have to keep an eye on it for sure.
So
I
yeah.
am a GameStop. I got the Pro account, so maybe I can get in that way.
I signed up for Pro just to be able to buy the Xbox.
Okay.
And so now I just print out all the Game Informers and keep them to myself. If any of GameStop's lawyers are listening to this, I keep them for personal use.
Right. Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely don't.
Have pigs in a blanket.
I don't roll them up into newspapers and beat you with my dog with them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean flies. You mean flies.
I had an old coworker text me, and he just said that one of his bosses makes him want to yell at small animals. And I was like, oh, I kind of get that.
Yeah. Yeah. All of our bosses make us feel like that.
Animal
in some way.
Yeah, animal abuse is defined as your dog stretching, and you don't say big stretch. Ooh, big stretch.
Well, we have reached 50 minutes, and we can wait and do a funny little commercial break or something, and
And then you get a recording with Oscar.
yeah,
Get
do
him
it.
involved?
Do a recording in a couple of hours with Oscar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
I'll be on.
for sure.
Boop.
So thank you for joining us in the new year for COD Bros. We've
Yeah.
got lots of exciting content we want to make this year, and we're gonna make it happen. That is a
Absolutely.
promise.
For sure.
The Avengers 6. We bought the rights, by the way.
Of course.
We didn't buy the rights.
Well, like Cyrus said, we do have a bunch of new stuff coming. Just a bunch of plans. New plans for this new
I wanna
year.
be more active on Patreon and our social medias, and
Right.
then I want to make more content for the channel.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to do a little bit more on personal YouTube too. I know all of you will eventually, if not you already are,
Yep.
doing more on your personals too.
Got that Psychonauts series coming out soon.
For sure.
I'm just having trouble storing it on my
I need
computer.
to figure out how
Right.
to use my video editing software.
Hell yeah. Hey, they got onboard tutorials that you can just run through for about 2 hours.
Go online to Skillshare.com.
Pay a $5, have somebody do it.
Skillshare.com. Not sponsored by them, but should be.
There's a lot of places like that though that just have a fucking easy lessons about how to use things.
And we will be right back.
Oh, my kid's got a respiratory virus? Oh, hot dog. 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 Oh, my kid's got a respiratory virus? Oh, hot dog. 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 Oh, my kid's got a respiratory virus? Virus?